Hello, what's going on? I see you're chatting away about the allegedly leaked papers in the chat. Anyway, good morning to you guys. I'm here to work some questions. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to work some questions. I posted something about that killing that one of my students alerted me to. So you can check that out. Investigations are underway, it seems. But in any case, we still need to get ready, right? So how are you guys doing? I'm bringing up the paper now so we can continue from yesterday. We're gonna pick up right where we left off. Yeah. Menen, Tamara, Daphne Taylor, always here, I think. Tamara, Radisha, Nicole Lindo. Fisher, you were here yesterday. Thanks for being here again. Venicia. Oh, Renata, thank you. I'm feeling a little better. I'm not 100%. I'm not at 100% health, but I think my voice at the very least sounds clearer now. Yeah. All right. Let me jump back onto the paper. No time for a long intro because it's already wicked hours for me. Story sections. Well, I'm gonna see if we can finish up with the vocab and grammar, and then if more time avails, then we'll move on from there. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yes, Menen. That's how we do it. When am I going to do English A paper 2? I mean, you guys have already done the paper 2 exam, so why are you so concerned about that? Are you worrying about how you did? Yeah. All right, let me share the screen. All right, bam. Here we are. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Well, you're anxious about English B. I mean, we're just looking forward, looking forward. So let's focus on the exams to come. The exams that are passed. If you did well, you did well. If you didn't do well, you didn't do well. There's no use, spending time thinking about that. No. Yeah. So Afisha, who knows what really happened and who knows what CSEC is gonna do about it. In the meantime, let's just get ready. Yeah. Just in case. All right. So last time we finished up the synonym and antonym questions. We looked at about 150 of those. And we online class, Caroline. I'm not running online classes right now, but very, very soon I'm gonna announce an online class opportunity for you guys. For those who want consistent lessons, weekly lessons. I'm gonna have that going soon. But for right now, let's get through some paper one stuff. And yes, if your video is blurry, click the little gear icon on your device and select 1080p to get the maximum quality on the video. So as I was saying, we finished up the synonyms and synonym and antonym questions yesterday, and we've made it through about a third of the error recognition questions that I have. We ended here yesterday, May 26th paper. So now we're moving forward to January 27th. So let's get right into it. No time for introing anymore. Yeah. Let's get this show started. So item 16 to 20. Direction. Some of the following sentences are unacceptable because of inappropriate grammar, idiom, or vocabulary. Some sentences are acceptable as they stand. No sentence contains more than one inappropriate element. And we're just going to be finding and highlighting what we think the error is. If there's no error, we highlight D for no error. So let's look at number 16. Considering the chaos you would cause if you were to resign. Now, I have no alternative than to refuse your request. Another question we've seen repeated on a recent question. Another question we've seen repeated in a recent paper. So guys, let me see your answer for 16. I won't give you more than 20 seconds for a question this time around. We need to move quickly. 16, what do you think? Do you see an error or is it a perfect sentence? I see one A and a couple of C's. What could be wrong with A here? Considering the chaos you would cause, that's fine. If you were to resign now, I would have no alternative but to refuse your request. Someone says V. There's no V here, sweet potato. A, B, C, D, only 4 options. No V. No V. All right, so that's going to be C. Jumping up to 17. There's hardly a point to our knocking as no one is not at home. What I'll be doing is, if you weren't here yesterday, you'll have some catching up to do. But the questions that are repeated from yesterday's session, we're going to skip over those. We're only looking at new questions. All right, so yesterday we would have solved this one. There's hardly a point to our knocking as no one is. The not here gives us a double negative, which we do not need. So that's an error. 18. This is an interesting question. He hanged the picture in the living room in such a way as to conceal its broken frame. I can bet half of you guys are going to get this one wrong. 18. Is there a mistake? If there's a mistake, where is it? Oh, CSEC, no, thank you. I appreciate the support. Yeah. This is how it should be. 18. He hung the picture. You see, I knew it. I knew some of you guys would select that particular letter, which is not correct. He hung the picture. One person in the chat mentioned that he hung the picture. What is the difference between hanged and hung? The difference is this picture is not a criminal and it's not on a death sentence, so it would not have been hanged, right? Hung. So we have hang and hang. They look and sound the same in present tense, but in past tense we have it's revealed that we have two different words here, right? Hang becomes hanged when a person is put to death via a rope, a length of rope. Hang becomes hung when clothing or a picture or a frame or something like that is mounted on a wall. All right, so keep that difference in mind. Let's jump across to 19. His teacher had come to believe over the years that he was exceptional bright for his age. We're at 19. 19. And while you're typing your answers, just write the number as well, the way that Nat and Ate are doing it. Interesting. So Nat has 19B, Ate has 19B. Write the number and the letter, so I know where you guys are. Right. Yes, Savage. And if you can manage to write a little explanation, that would be good as well. Exceptional should be exceptionally. We need ly. Exceptionally bright. Right? Bright is an, if you want to get technical, bright is an adjective. And we cannot describe an adjective with an adjective. We need to describe it with a what? What do they call these? Adverb. That's right. Rich, if you're not too late, and follow this advice to get a grade 1 non-humans advice right there. Yeah. All right, let's go to 20. His having shares in the company aroused the suspicion of the committee, which now considers him to be guilty of fraud. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do an English lesson again because people are here choosing A for some strange reason. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew you guys weren't gonna get tricked. So many A's, so many wrong answers. For the people choosing A, what would you like me to change his to? What would you like me to change his to? For all of these people selecting A. Even Renata, what should his be? Look at how some people are going to start saying him. He should be him. Him would be wrong. You remember that sentence, that weird sentence we looked at last time? This is another weird construction. You have to read a lot to come up on these kinds of sentences. Someone said he, Daphne, that is even worse than him. He's having shares. That is perfectly fine. He's having shares in the company. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. We see this kind of sentence structure all the time. His ownership of the house allows him to blah blah blah. Right? His coming to the house. Yeah? He's having shares. There's no actual error here. His condition of having shares. His, however you want to rephrase it so that it sticks in your mind, this is a perfectly sound grammatical structure. Yeah. Google it. No time for in-depth lessons right now. Bam. We're running to May 2008. And no need to reread the instructions here because we're doing the same thing until we run out of questions. Actually, this one is slightly different. Misspellings. We're looking for misspellings. 16. When the museum purchased his paintings, the artist received many compliments. I know this isn't a wonderful scan, but I'm zooming up as much as possible. Someone says, what was 20? 20 was D, no error. All right, number 6, where's the misspelling? Everyone is saying C, good job. This complements is the wrong complement. We need an I here. The complement with the E means that something goes well with something else. So the black hat complements the white dress because they're a good match, right? If the black hat were to complement the white dress with an I, then the hat would be alive, which it is not. All right. So I for a nice statement towards somebody, a nice observation, and E when two things match. All right. Received is actually correctly spelled here, even though it might look strange. This is how received is spelled because English. All right. Number 7. The secretary made up a calendar of events, but there was not enough stationery to give each member a copy. Please write the number along with the answer you're suggesting or guessing, as some of you are doing. All right, calendar has too many L's here. Secretary is fine. This stationery is fine because, as we said yesterday, E is for. Someone said E is for eraser. I said E is for envelope. E is used when we're referring to materials for writing and reading and stuff like that, where A is used when something is motionless. So this stationery is correct. This calendar is wrong. Number 8, when you're compiling the estimates for recurrent expenditure, do you include breakages? I think this is a repeat question. Number 8, I'm not sure if it's a repeat question, so I'll let you answer. Number 8. Yep, recurrent is spelled incorrectly. Recurrent has one C. All right, number 9. The arguments put forward by the irate parent merely help to further aggravate the situation. Okay, this one is clearly a repeat question, so let's just move on. Aggravate is AGG. For those who missed yesterday's live, they're best to keep up because I am running over the repeated questions, all right? Number 10, the opinion that men are superior to women is a fallacy which men themselves perpetuated for centuries. Superior fallacy perpetuated. Are we seeing any misspellings? Maya, first to answer, says D, very bravely. Joshua Winsome, D, not D. No error here. Superior is fine. Fallacy is fine. Fallacy is an interesting word. Keep it in mind. It means a mistaken or a flawed way of thinking, right? Basically, it's a thought process that has a certain error in it that might be difficult to spot. All right, that's that. Here we're back to the regular error recognition questions, and this paper is May 2008. 6 is a repeat question, so I'm jumping across. He divided the sweets between you and me. Only 2 parties, so we don't need among, we need between. Yeah, repeat question, so I'm not spending any time on it. 7, another repeat question, so I'm not spending any time on it. Any disease, singular disease, is. For those who missed yesterday's session and might be wondering why I'm going so quickly, after this, go back and watch that live stream. Right? Any disease of the bones and joints, this is just detail. Destruction. Disease is. Number 8, another repeat question, so we're jumping right across. In a house for Mr. Biswas, Naipaul shows we don't need that. So that's A. Yeah, I'm really skipping over these repeat questions, guys. I'm not even joking. 9, the duties given to. We've seen this before. The duties given to the newly recruited officer. were blah, blah, blah. All right. 10. You may notice that the windows of the house next door, the man pointed out. Look. Windows, plural subject. Look, plural verb. CSEC is trying to trick you with the word house. House is singular, so they want you to believe that house is the subject, but house is not the subject of the sentence. This man is talking about not the house, but the windows of the house. All right, so whenever you see these kind of is are situations, always pay attention and ensure that you figure out what the sentence is talking about. All right. All right, bam. Let's move along on to January 2010. And we're going to choose A if the sentence is too wordy or redundant. Let me take my picture off. A if the sentence is too wordy or redundant or repetitive. B if we see cliches or misused metaphors. C for error in grammar or diction. D if there's no error. And I'm going to be skipping across the repeated ones. It seems everything here is repeated actually. So I'm just going to fly over this. I'm still going to highlight the answers for those who would prefer to see that. If I were the captain of the Australian cricket team, I would attack. So that's bad grammar. So that's C. Yeah. To attract more business, the store offered free gifts. If something is free, then it's got to be a gift. And so there's no expense. Double repetition. 18. The new disciplinary methods have affected a vast improvement. This would have to be effected. So that's going to be C for diction. 19. Man, Althea is quick. Althea is running through the questions as fast, as quickly as I am. She was a nimble-footed dancer. Her graceful body executed delicate movements with incredible poise. This is a wonderful sentence with no problems. 20. The politician hammered the nail of his argument into the leafy mines. I don't know what he's talking about. This would have to be a misused metaphor, making this answer B. This is January 2010. But these questions appear on a number of past papers. By the way, you guys can still hear me even when I take my video feed off the screen, right? Just confirm that for me. Can you guys still hear me even while I remove my image? Okay, good. I'm seeing the yeses now. All right, let's run along. By the way, if at any point you need to just snap a screenshot or something, just do that because we're moving with great speed and efficacy. All right, we're looking for the error here. Inappropriate grammar, spelling, idiom, or vocabulary. 16. My goodness, another repeat question. He divided the sweets between. How many times am I going to write between? 17. One of the admirable characteristics of the young. Have we seen this question before? Is that they are not easily scared. Give me an answer for 17. I don't remember seeing this question before. D. May I win some Althea? Sorry, I've been saying Althea. Althea. Everyone's saying D. Oh my gosh, there's one B dingling. Oh, I was looking out for that B. I was looking for that B. All right, let's talk about subject and verb again. One, what is the subject connected to the is? What is this is connected to? Good morning, Shania. Welcome. Welcome to the live. What is the is connected to? Tell me in the chat. Yes, one of the admirable characteristics. Not all of the characteristics, one of them. So, one of them is. That is fine. No problem. This is a singular subject. Only one of the characteristics. One of the characteristics of the young is. Now, what about the they here? What is the they connected to? Who is the they? Yeah, the young. And the young here is actually plural. The young here is used in a plural sense. So one is they are, that's fine. And nothing is wrong with the word characteristics, so there's no error. All right, answer D. All right, let's jump along to 18. We've seen this question before. We've seen this question many times. Shows no need for that. Answer A. Right, jumping up to 19. When you're compiling, okay, this one is the misspelling that we've seen many times before. Recurrent. Yeah, are you guys keeping up? I'm running through the repeat questions. Okay, here's a new one. It is my privilege to give you some advice concerning proper nutrition. It's my privilege to give you some advice concerning proper nutrition. Ah, there we go. Ate. Advice with a C. That's what we need. S is the verb. C is the noun. Yeah. That's the verb. Advice is the noun. Same with practice. Practice with the S is the verb. Practice with the C is the noun. All right. Let's jump along. We're looking for inappropriate grammar, idiom, or vocabulary. And as usual, we start with a question that we're tired of seeing. We're tired of seeing this question. He divided the sweets between Sasha and me. Only two people. 1, 2. So it has to be between. Okay, 12. I think this is a new one. Number 12. Peter now have influenza, and so is unable to participate in the inter-school games. We're at 12. Ate and Mia are quick. Lily cheese. All right, this is a very easy one. Peter is singular. Singular nouns require singular verbs, even if they're auxiliary verbs, such as has. All right, so wherever you would use is, that's where you would use has. Wherever you would use are, that's where you would use have. Peter now has. right. 13. The rest of the team is not in no mood to continue the game and went off the field. Yeah, answer B. Was not in any mood. This is a double negative. Not in no mood. Double negative. That's bad. 14. Too much students enter the competition. Only one of them was good enough to reach the quarterfinals. Someone said, look back at 12. Let me look back at 12. Peter no has. All right. 12 is A. 14. Too much students entered. All right. 14. Much should be many. Do you know why? Because students is a countable noun. Countable nouns require many, while uncountable nouns require much. Yeah. So too much students. Can we count students? Yes, we can. We can count students easily. 1 student, 2 students, 3 students. Countable. Can we count time? No, we cannot count time. We can't say 1 time, 2 time. So we would say much time. How much time do you need? Can we count minutes? Yes, we can. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So we can't say how much minutes do you need? How many minutes do you need? So if you can count, it's countable and we use many. If you can't count it, it's uncountable and we use much. All right, is that clear? Let's jump to 15. The biased reporter is concerned not so much with the truth of what he writes as with its credibility. Yes, we say how much sugar because we can't say 1 sugar, 2 sugar. But of course, we would say how many pounds of sugar or how many grains or how many grams. All right. Arun, you're answering number 16. We're at number 15. You're in the future. You're a time traveler. The biased reporter is concerned not so much with the truth of what he writes as with its credibility. This is another sentence structure that you either know it or you don't know it. You've either seen this type of sentence or you haven't. Ate says C, I think should be but with. I think it should be but with. No, it shouldn't be but with. As with it's fine. All right, this has no error actually. So let me see if I can break it down a little bit. Stella, I can't comment on the paper thing. You have to Google that. Whether or not the papers have actually leaked. I don't know. So the biased reporter is concerned not so much with A as with B. So this kind of sentence structure, blah blah blah, not so much with A as with B. Right? What it means is you don't really care about A. You care more or at least as much about B instead. So I could say I care not so much about my English grade as about my math grade. What it means is I care more about math than English. So this is just a sentence structure that you have to know, right? So the biased reporter is concerned not so much with the truth of what he writes. So he doesn't care. He doesn't care whether or not it's true. as with its credibility. He just wants to know that he's getting things from a credible source. Whether it's true or not is not his concern. He just wants to know that he's getting it credibly. Right? It's just a sentence structure that you need to know. That's all there is to that. And these sentence structures that sound weird to you, it's really, the problem is just that you've never encountered it while reading. You have to read a lot to see these sentence types. So what you should do is screenshot this, Google it, and see many examples until the idea of the sentence structure is cemented in your mind. That's how you do it. That was May 2012. Now we're on to May 2013. We're looking for misspellings. Start with 16. The secretary had made up a calendar of events, but there was not enough stationery to give each member a copy. I knew I was going to see a D. I knew it. Didn't know it would have been you, Athea. Oh my gosh, Dingling too. Even Ate. Oh my goodness. CSEC now is saying D. No error. Oh boy. How do you guys spell calendar? The word calendar only has one E. It should be A. Calendar. Yeah. For the spelling ones are a little tricky because sometimes your mind just autocorrects something that looks wrong. You see a misspelled word and your mind just corrects it. Autocorrect. But in the exam, ensure that you turn off the autocorrect when you're checking spelling for errors. Yeah. And everything else is good here. Secretary is fine. Stationery is fine. We know the rule about E and whatnot. All right, 17. After embarrassing his colleague, his conscience bothered him and he eventually apologized. After embarrassing his colleague, his conscience bothered him and he eventually apologized. All right, this one seems easy. Conscience, an easy way to remember the spelling. Science. Yeah. The word con and the word science gives you conscience. All right, there we go. 18. After the incident, the boys traveled a different route back to school. Yeah, C. Different. Jumping up to 19. His intelligence, rather than his height, was the deciding factor when considering him for the job. All right, I'm seeing the B's. Height. And this is why I have no respect for all of these spelling rules you come up with. I before E except after C. Just forget about that nonsense. English just does whatever it wants to. You just have to memorize spellings. That's it. Right? So that's how height is spelled. Everything else is fine here. 20. The receipt of his letter assured me that such an occurrence would not be experienced. Such an occurrence would not be experienced. Answer B. Occurrence has two R's. Yeah, occurrence has two R's. And it's a little. The tricky thing about occurrence is that the word occur only has one R. Right? Occur has one R. So that's what makes this a little bit tricky. Yeah, occurrence is misspelled. All right, that's it for that. I hope you're getting at least 4 out of 5 for each section we go through. At least 4 out of 5. Right. Moving down to what paper is this? January of 2014. Now we're looking for these 3 types of errors. And by the way, when you hit an error recognition section, be sure to properly and carefully read the instructions, because the A, B, C, D, they switch these up from time to time. Sometimes D is for no error, sometimes A is for no error. So ensure that you are checking what A is for, what B is for, and so on. So in this case, A is for no error, B for cliche or misused metaphor, C for incorrect grammar or diction, D for redundancy or repetition. So 16. If I were the captain of the West Indian team, I will. We've seen this. Yeah, it's a piece of wickedness. So you can't really just memorize what each letter does. Because I think most times D is for no error, but so this time it's A, right? So 16, I'm looking at your answers for 16. This is kind of a repeat question. Incorrect grammar. Will should be would. If I were, I would. And 17, he was very old and feeble and eventually kicked the bucket at age 80. '17. So 17 is one of the gray area questions, I would say, but I'm B. Cliche. Yeah. The sentence is not technically wrong in terms of grammar, and the metaphor is not misused, but I think we can easily consider this a cliche, a metaphor that has been used too often. So remember, we're looking for cliches as well, not just misused metaphors. Cliche. Yeah. Do you guys know what a cliche is? A cliche is an overused sentence or metaphor or statement or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think CSEC should be including cliches in error recognitions. Because what is a cliche to one person isn't a cliche to another. So it's a little bit blurry. So I don't understand. A cliche is just something that we say it so often that it has grown stale. Yeah. And yeah, not some things that they claim are some things that I claim to be cliches. CSEC might not claim to be cliches. So the cliche part is a little tricky, to be honest. Anyway, let's not spend all night on that. 18. She was a nimble footed dancer. Her graceful body executed delicate movements with incredible poise. We've seen this question before. We've already ascertained that there's no problem. 18. They very seldom visit their grandparents in the country, going only once in a while. Shomara, this is not this year's paper. We're working some old papers working our way back to the newer papers. Answer D, because if they very seldom visit their grandmother, there's no need to say going only once in a while. That is the very definition of seldom, right? Yeah. 20, the politician hammered the nail of his argument into the leafy minds of his audience. I'm tired of reading that question. B for misused metaphor. Hammered the nail of his argument and also leafy minds of his audience misused. Especially this one. All right, are we good to go here? Let's jump over to May 20. Oh, still May 2014. Oh, May 2014. That was Jan 2014. No, we're at May 2014. And we're only looking at questions that are new, which means we get to skip over 11. Still looking for the same types of, we're looking for any error here. One of the admirable characteristics of the young is that they're not easily scared. We've seen the sentence many, many times. No problems here. Peter now has influenza. Peter is singular. The auxiliary verb should be singular as well. So that's an error. The rest of the team was not in any mood. Get rid of the double negative. B. Too much students. Students is a countable noun. We can count the number of students. So much should be many. Okay, finally, we have a new question. Let's look at 15. The exhibition is expected to be a major attraction, not only to adults, but particular to school children in that area. Number 15. For those who are just coming in, I am blazing through the questions that we've seen over and over again. So that's why I'm going quickly over some questions, because we've worked them either earlier in this live or in the last live. That's right, Ariel. C should be particularly, but particularly to children in that area. All right, let's move along. Still May 2014. A, if the sentence is redundant. B for cliche and misused metaphors. C for bad grammar or diction. D if there is no error. 16. He advanced a step or two to meet his attacker, who suddenly became alarmed and retreated back 4 or 5 paces. 16. I'm seeing the A's. Very good. Very, very repetitive sentence. Quite redundant. And the most obvious redundancy here is retreated back. 17. The Chernobyl accident gave a grim but timely reminder to our shrinking world that no nation can hope to isolate itself from the horrendous effects of a major nuclear disaster. Number 17. I'm seeing, wow, I'm seeing D, B, and C for 17. What's happening? Are we having a fight? Are we fighting now? For those saying A, write a brief explanation. Where do you see a redundancy? I'm seeing a few A's. And for those saying C, why C? How is it two wordy dingling? What words are necessary here? What punctuation does it need, Athia? You guys are just guessing. Yeah, Ariel is right on the money. The sentence is long, but there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing is wrong with a long sentence. It's a perfect sentence. Perfect sentence. No problems here. Yes, it's a grim but timely reminder. Grim and timely, they do not have the same meaning. There's no repetition. It's a grim reminder. Do you know what the Chernobyl incident is or was? You guys don't even know that. Hmm? The Chernobyl incident. This nuclear incident that happened some decades ago. It's like the most serious nuclear disaster in modern history, or in history in general. Right? So yeah, the nuclear reactor meltdown. So this accident gave a grim. What does grim mean here? Grim means sobering, serious. This means it's the kind of warning that you will have to sit down, take some deep breaths, and really reconsider your life. That's a grim reminder. So it's a grim reminder, but guess what? It's also timely. So even though it is grim, it's a reminder that we need to have right now. Right? We're entering this nuclear age, and every country wants to have their own nuclear system set up. And some countries might just believe that they're able to shield and isolate themselves from nuclear disasters. So the Chernobyl incident is a grim, but it's also a time reminder to our shrinking world. The world is shrinking, not in a literal sense, but in the sense that we're becoming more technologically advanced and we're more able to traverse, communicate, trade. So the world, in that sense, is becoming more interconnected, more globalized. So look at the sentence. The sentence actually flows well. It's long, but every piece of the sentence is meaningful and necessary. The Chernobyl incident gave a grim but timely reminder to our shrinking world that no nation can hope to isolate itself from the horrendous effects of a major nuclear disaster. Perfect sentence. Yeah. All right, 18. The politician, oh boy. Same thing again. B. Right? Misused metaphor. 19. Seldom do people declare that they are not products of their environment. I think this is a repeat question. We've seen this before. 18 is one of your favorite sentences. It's one of CSEC's favorite sentences for sure. 19, no problems here. 20, disgusted with the situation, he decided to jump in the saddle and put his foot down. Yeah, 20B, jump in the saddle. I'm not sure if that is a metaphor at all. And even if it is, I'm pretty sure it's not used correctly. And we could say put his foot down might be cliche as well. But we definitely have a weird metaphor here. Someone is saying something about seldomly. Could you argue that it could be seldomly? There's no seldomly. Seldom is the adverb. Most adverbs end with ly, but seldom is the adverb. Right? Ariel. So there's no seldomly. Right? There's no seldomly. At least not in modern English. It's just seldom. All right, bam, let's move on. June 2015. We're looking for the errors here. 16. We could reach the survivors neither by boat or by plane, and so we abandoned our search as futile. Where are the number 16 answers? Neither nor. Either or, neither nor. Either or, neither nor. 17. I formed the brilliant idea of climbing the fence and to hang from the top of the rail until the bull went away. Yeah, I formed the brilliant idea of climbing the fence and hanging. Climbing and hanging. 18. She was not feeling well at the beginning of the journey, and sitting at the front of the car made her feel worse. 18D, no error. No error. 19 and 18 is a repeat question as well. 19. The better of the two athletes claimed never to have used the dangerous drugs found in his possession. Nineteen. The better of the two athletes claims what is the subject of the sentence? Only one athlete, the better of the two. This is a singular subject. Singular subject. So we need a singular verb. Thank you, Leonie. How kind. All right, 20. As the teacher continued his lesson, John began to lose all interest, imagining himself laying on his bed relaxing. Somebody says, why not claimed, sir? Because claim is perfectly fine. Why not claimed for number 19? It could be claims or claimed. But the fact is, claim is wrong. So if you wanna use past tense, it could say claimed. If you want to use present tense, it could say claims. All right, so 20. 20. I'm seeing some C's and I'm seeing an A. What? A? For the person saying A, would you prefer to see the word loose? Loose would be completely wrong. Imagining himself lying. Lying. This one is tricky because we incorrectly use lie and lay all the time. It's an error we love to make. But just to keep it brief and simple in the context of this question, and if you have a confusion between lay and lie, Google it after this. But for now, what I would like to say on this is John is not a chicken. And so he would not be imagining himself laying anything, right? He's not a chicken. So a chicken would probably imagine themselves laying eggs. But he's a human who might imagine himself lying. Lie, lie here. Of course, lie can mean to not tell the truth, but it can also mean to rest one's self on a comfortable surface, like a bed. The past tense of lie is lay. So today I will lie on the bed. Yesterday I lay on the bed. Right? Now if you go into chicken world, the present tense is lay. So this is an egg. Past tense in the chicken world would be laid. Is that laid with ed or id? Let me see if that's id or ed. I think that should be id. Check the grammar stuff here. So yeah, here the past tense would be laid. Right? So this is chicken business right here. Chicken business, lay and laid. So laying would be this one. Right? Continuous lying, continuous laying. All right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a chicken, but it's definitely not a human, right? Many other creatures can lay eggs. All right. Just consult Mr. Google for further clarification, because we need to move on and finish up with error recognition. Jumping to May 2016. There's hardly a point to our knocking as no one is at home. We've seen that question before. Double negative. Had they not been forewarned, ooh, man, this is a nice juicy question. Number 7. Had they not been forewarned, they might have joined the queue, not knowing that gas was not on sale at the station. Seven. Ooh, I'm impressed. I thought I would be seeing some weird answers for 7. No error here. It's a long and it's a weird and awkward sentence, but it's not an incorrect sentence. I wouldn't construct a sentence like this because it sounds a little bit twisty, but it's actually not wrong. Yeah, not everything that sounds weird is wrong. We see a lot of negatives, but each negative is necessary or is contributing to the meaning of the sentence. All right, 8. The problem with the students is that they arrive late, gives no excuse, and are rude when spoken to. All right, let's take a look at the subjects and verbs. The problem with the students, what is this is referring to? Is referring to the students? No. is referring to the problem. So that's fine. What about gives? What is gives referring to? What's gives referring to? Gives gives is referring to they or the students, which is plural. So they give, not gives, give. If something is blurry, Shanika, turn up the quality on your device, click the gear icon and select 1080p. All right. Moving on, number 9. June prefers to lie in bed, not wanting to go to school nor does any work. June prefers to lie in bed, not wanting to go to school nor do any work. Yeah. June prefers not to do any work. It wouldn't be doing because then this would have to be lying. We'd have to say June prefers lying. So prefers to do and prefers to lie. And then we have nor do. And this confirms what we were saying about lie. Because if this should have been lay, then this question would have had 2 errors, which is impossible. Yeah, June has the right idea. I see. All right, number 10. The biased reporter is concerned not so much. Okay, we've seen this before. We've seen that before. Right? A for redundancy, B for cliche or misused metaphor, C for incorrect grammar or diction, D for no error. 16. Again, for those latecomers, I'm skipping over or blazing through the questions that we've seen many times. 16 is A, too wordy. We've seen this many times. Yeah, retreated back is just one of the problems here. 17 is a tricky one. 17 is a tricky one. Traffic bottlenecks must be ironed out if we are to prevent giant traffic congestion. A colleague of mine just messaged me saying he wants to join the live. Traffic bottlenecks must be ironed out. What's wrong with ironed out? Absolutely nothing. To iron something out means to solve a problem. So, traffic can be ironed, Shako, because it's not literal ironing. This is just a metaphor, a correctly used metaphor that means to solve a problem, right? So, traffic bottlenecks must be dealt with or ironed out. So, no problem with ironed out. If we are to prevent giant traffic congestion. Now, I wouldn't say ironed out is a cliche and it's not a misused metaphor. So, I would have to stick with A because of the unnecessary repetition of the word traffic. It's not necessary. Traffic bottlenecks must be ironed out if we are to prevent congestion. That's it. Or prevent major congestion. That's it. We've already established that we're talking about traffic bottlenecks, so there's really no need to reiterate that down at the end of the sentence. It's one of the trickier ones. One of the trickier ones. This is someone's asking what paper. This is May 2016. All right, we know that B18 is B. We've seen this many, many, many times. We know that this is D. We've seen this many times. 20. What about 20? If you're not seeing the screen properly, just increase the quality. Increase the video quality. I'm streaming at full HD. Unless you mean that I was blocking the question just now, in which case, my bad, sorry. All right. Yeah, sorry, I was blocking. I was blocking just now for real. All right, 20. So the what am I seeing for 20? What are your answers? I'm seeing D D D D D D D D D. Nice. The modern approach to fitness is to adopt a holistic approach, physical, mental, and emotional. Yeah, approach here, unlike traffic here, even though it's repeated, it's not necessarily redundant. Not every repetition is a redundancy. Right? So if a word is repeated and it doesn't sound like it's repeated unnecessarily, then it's fine. Yeah. We're talking about an approach to fitness here, and then we're mentioning what the holistic approach, which is mental, physical, mental, emotional. So this one isn't really redundant. All right. What are we looking at now? January 2017. Same instructions. 11. There are many who have not considered the need to abstain from alcohol, but abandoning drink for sobriety is truly the only option for one who wishes to engage in healthy lifestyle practices. A. A. A is acceptable as stands. The sentence has no problem. C. I'm seeing A, C, and D. Guys, I think you're mixing up the instructions. Last time, A was for redundancy, but this time, A is for no error. So make sure you're checking the instructions. Why is it redundant? Why do you think it's redundant? There are many who have not considered the need to abstain from alcohol. That's fine. But abandoning drink, so the writer here is trying to not repeat the word abstain. Abandoning drink for sobriety is truly the only option for one who wishes to engage in healthy lifestyle practices. So where is the redundancy? Yeah, but each of these words, Mullinish, each word here is used is used properly. It's not these usages aren't clashing. Someone is saying cliche. Oh man. There's an obvious error, but you're not seeing it. Abandoning drinking. Drinking is the habit that should be abandoned. Guys, wake up. Are you sleeping already? It's only been 1 hour and 16 minutes. Abandoning drinking. What is the opposite of sobriety in this case? Drinking. So even if you think it's repetitive, if there's a grammatical or diction mistake, that takes the win. Always. That takes the cake. Yeah. Yeah. Abandoning drink is strange. Drinking is what we should abandon, not drink. What do you mean abandon drink? That sounds weird. So that would be what? C. Yeah, MJ, you are autocorrecting. Don't autocorrect. This is error recognition. Don't autocorrect. All right, 12. He wanted to beg for his old job, but that ship had sailed, and he had to simply play the hand that was dealt him. Ronnie asking about comprehension. Maybe not today, no. But I've gone through lots of different passages in the past, and it's not as if we go through the passages expecting them to be repeated. So the same kind of techniques and methods I use, I can apply those to any other passage, man. Yeah. Ready, and you've just joined? Man, you have some catching up to do. Welcome, better late than never. So he wanted to beg for his old job, but that ship had sailed. This year, it's a correctly used metaphor, but we could call it a cliche. Anyway, it gets worse, and he had to simply play the hand that was dealt him. So we have two metaphors that seem to be cliches. That's a problem. And this metaphor is kind of misused because playing the hand that was dealt you, it means you were given a certain situation and you didn't have anything to do with it. You didn't get to choose. But seeing that he had lost his job, either he got fired or he quit. So this wouldn't have been a situation that he had no part in. So two cliches and one kind of misused metaphor. So we'd have to go with B for those reasons. All right, 13. Oh boy. To attract more business, the store offered transportation at no expense to the customer. We're at 13. Oh, Renata, thank you so much. Yes, people, like the video. The more I like the video, the more the notifications get sent out. So people like Jamie can get the notification on time. Oh man. All right, 13. I'm seeing A's and I'm seeing D's. Why am I seeing D's for 13? There's no problem here. To attract more business, that's fine. The store offered transportation at no expense to the customer. Perfectly fine. No problems. No problems. No problems. 14. If I were the captain of the West Indies cricket team, We've seen this question many times, so we'll skip over it. If I were, I would. So we have incorrect grammar. All right, 15. From the examination results, it was quite clear that Joanne's work was not up to the mark, and so she missed the boat. Fifteen, this sentence is clearly trying too hard with the metaphors. Yeah, whenever I see too many metaphors in a sentence, it's likely going to be misused metaphor or cliche. Not up to the mark is kind of okay. The miss the boat is cliche for one, and as well, it's not perfectly used, because to miss the boat is to like miss a chance or an opportunity, which I mean you could say it's used in an okay way, but even if it's used in an okay way, we can't ignore the fact that we have two metaphors here that could be considered cliches. Yeah. And I wouldn't use missed the boat in this sentence at all. I wouldn't choose that metaphor. Yeah, the sentence is doing too much. Wait, 16 likes? No, man. That can't be real. People, come on. Work the system, man. All right. Let's run along. January 2017. Looking for an error. Looking for an error. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Overcome by fear, I ran past my home without realizing I had done, sir. I had done. I'm saying sir because I'm reading the comments. Without realizing I had done so. Overcome by fear, I ran past my house. Oh, so that like report was a false report. All right, good to know. 16, I'm seeing some A's and I'm seeing some D's. I ran past. Adjective past. Ran past my home. Yeah. PASSED is the past tense of PASS, whereas PAST is indicating where you ran. You ran past something or somewhere. All right, 17. This is a repeat question, so we're going to skip over it. In a house for Mr. Biswas, Nepal shows that here is unnecessary. Yeah, we've seen that question before. This is not the 2020 paper, Daniela, but you might see some repeats on that paper. This is the January 2017 paper. All right, 18. I believe that his attitude improves his general performance. I believe that if his attitude improves, his general performance will also improve. Number 18. Seeing some D's, D, 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 D. Shamar, how long will the live be? Not much longer, maybe not much longer. Now, if we had gotten this question in the section that asked us to look for stuff like redundancy, I would say the sentence is a little bit redundant. However, we're just looking for a particular word that is wrong, and no word is wrong here. No word is wrong here. So it's a good sentence. I believe that his attitude improves his general. I believe that if his attitude improves, his general performance will also improve. No error. All right. 19. Pray good deeds and living well with one's name. Man, I can't even read this sentence. That is how wrong it is. Prior. I got confused just trying to read it a while ago. Prior, good deeds and living well with one's neighbors are essential to spiritual health. Right? 20. The athletes with the worst performances claim to have used never. Oh, am I sleepy? The athletes with the worst performances claim never to have used the dangerous drugs found on their possession. 20. Should be found in their possession. Incorrect preposition, as Mulinish says. Found in their possession. All right. Now we're on to May 2017, and we're looking for errors. I'll be skipping over the questions that we've seen 100 times before. We could reach the survivors neither by boat nor by plane. We know it, neither nor. I formed the brilliant idea of climbing the fence and hanging from the top of the rail. We've seen that before. She was not feeling well at the beginning of the journey, and sitting at the front of the car made her feel worse. We've seen this before. There's no error here. Okay, number 19 is a new one. So let's attempt 19. My ambition is to have a good job and to further my studies at one of the more prestigious universities. Oh, yeah, no problem, Jamie. This is what I love to do. Yeah. 19. Oh boy, the C's are coming, aren't they? I knew it. I knew it. I knew I would see the C's for 19. Here we go. Here we go with the C's. Here we go with the C's. More should be most. Why can't it be more? You guys need to read more. Why can't it be more? One of the more prestigious universities is just as good. So let me explain this just a little bit. One of the more, right? One of the more prestigious universities. What this means is maybe this university is going to be in the top 20, right? One of the most prestigious universities, maybe that's going to be in the top 5. So this, the difference between more and most here is that most is less inclusive and more exclusive. So one of the more prestigious means one of the universities that's, that are that's kind of okay on the more prestigious end. But one of the most prestigious, we're talking about UA and UTech. That's it. Right? So that is the difference. And we can use this in lots of different examples. For example, I might say he is one of the better students of English. It doesn't mean he's like at the top of the school. He's just above average. But if I say that he's one of the best students of English, it means he's way up there. He's excellent. Sir, sell me your diploma. Oh boy. All right, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. 20. Bless you to the person who sneezed. Oh my goodness. Nate, one of my students says bless you. That's how loud your sneeze was. It was heard all across the world. 20. The better of the two athletes claim never to have used the dangerous drugs found in his possession. We've also seen this one before, haven't we? So that they're going through it. Oh man. The better of the athletes, this is a singular verb because it's only one athlete. Singular. So this claim should be claims. B. All right. Okay, 2018. We're moving. Looking for errors. Considering the chaos you would cause if you were to resign. No, I have no choice. We've seen this before, so I'm going to skip it. No choice but to refuse your request. All right, we've seen that before. 17. You may notice that the windows of the house next to the playground looks like those of ancient English cottages. We've also seen this one before. The subject of the sentence is the windows. So this should be look. Right, we've seen that before. And 18, there's hardly a point or knocking as no one is not necessary. We've seen that before. Okay, 19 is a new one. Let's do 19. Tom, the most talented of the musicians who need help, has promised to give his services free of charge for any worthwhile cause. Nineteen D, no error. Let's analyze the sentence a little bit. Some persons are saying, eh? Eh? Yeah, so I guess some of you are confused about the subjects and the verbs. Let's look at the subjects and verbs in 19. What is need referring to? What is need referring to? Need is referring to those musicians. Tom, the most talented of, and then we have this set. Those musicians who need help. That's fine. Has, what is has referring to? Has is referring to Tom. Tom is the one who was promised. So that's also perfectly fine. Promised to give his services free of charge. All right. So Tom has promised the musicians who need help. No problems with agreement here. Tom has promised those musicians who need help. When it comes to these subject verb sentences, ensure that you're able to match the subject to their verb. Ensure you're able to match what each subject is related to in terms of a verb, what each verb is related to in terms of a subject. All right. Who is the one who has promised? Tom. Who are the ones who need help? Not Tom. Those musicians. All right. 20. We've seen 20 before. Any disease is. We've seen 20 before. Any disease is. Make sure you're really matching up the subjects and the verbs. Singular needs singular. All right, bam. Still on the 2018 paper. Here we're onto this section that nobody really likes. A for redundancy and wordiness. B for cliche or misused metaphor. C for incorrect grammar or diction. D for no error. '21 is repeated, right? Remember, there's no problem here. B, 22 is also repeated. That ship has sailed, play the hand that was dealt him. Especially the second one here, we can say cliche, we can say misused metaphor. So that would be B. Would it be B? Yeah, would be B. Rising from the throne, 23 is a new one. Rising from the throne, the crowd cheered their noble monarch as he walked solemnly forward to greet the foreign dignitaries. Has should be had. What are you referring to? Has should be had. What, did I miss something? What are you guys talking about? You mean that ship has sailed? Ah, let me see. Oh, that seems. Oh man. Wait. Let me see. Let me see my original key. He wanted to beg for his old job, but that ship has sailed. Hmm. Yeah, actually, I might be more compatible with the grammatical problem. Um, let me see what this was back up top. Back up top. Where did we find that question? Ah, so here that ship had sailed. So I just assumed that it was the same thing. My oversight there. So here the grammar is correct. So we would choose misuse metaphor. But as I've said before, if the grammar is wrong and there's another error as well, we're going to work with the grammar option. Grammar supersedes everything else. So that is C. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, 23. Rising from the throne, the crowd cheered their noble monarch as he walked solemnly forward to greet the foreign dignitaries. 23 is very messy. 23, grammar. Grammar is bad here. Rising from the throne. Who is rising from the throne? This one tripped me up when I looked at the 2018 paper back then. I had to make a correction because the sentence looked so redundant. And there might be some redundancies, but grammar is king. Rising from the throne, the crowd cheered their noble monarch. This sounds like the crowd is rising from the throne. right? So we can call this a misplaced modifier. Rising from the throne, the crowd cheered. That doesn't make any sense because the crowd isn't the one rising from the throne, right? It should have said the crowd cheered their noble monarch who was rising from the throne or something like that. So the sentence kind of gives us a wrong implication. So we'd have to make C our answer, which is grammar. All right. 24. The moon shone brightly in the clear night sky. Its cool light a blessing after the searing heat of day. 24, 24, 24. Misused metaphor for 24? Where's the misused metaphor? I mean, this seems quite fine. Seems quite fine. D. The moon shone brightly in the clear night sky. That's fine. Its cool light. That's fine. A blessing after the searing heat of day. Why C non-human? Why B? Where is the misused metaphor in 24? Shine? What's wrong with shine? It's past tense, so it's shone. The moon shone brightly. Are you guys talking about 24? It's just it's just past tense. No, nothing is wrong with shone. Cool light. That's just, it could be figurative language, or it could be that the light is cool in terms of the hue. You know, we have warm light and cool light. That's also fine. Light that is on the bluer end is considered cool. Light that is on the orange end is considered warm. Rashida, turn up the quality on your device. Turn up the video quality to 1080p. Yeah, so no problems with 24. If the moon shone brightly, isn't it understood that the sky is cleared? I mean, I think you're really reaching for a redundancy, MJ. The moon shone brightly in the clear night sky. That's a good sentence. Yeah, clear night sky. The night sky can be clear. Cloudless. Cloudless night sky. Yeah? Yeah, yeah. No problems with the sentence. All right, 25. When the clerk raised his voice in protest, his boss asked him to hold his tongue since empty vessels made the most noise and are often thrown in the den to be eaten by the lions. Oh man, this sentence is trying way too hard. We have cliches and misused metaphors. Yeah? Cliches and misused metaphors. Empty barrels make the empty the most noise. This doesn't really come in very relevant here. And to hold one's tongue, we could call it a cliche. But the most glaring issue is this part. Completely nonsense metaphor right there. Right? So it's B. B for misused metaphors. All right. Done with that. Done with that. If the screen is blurred, turn up the quality, people. Turn up the quality. Yeah, just turn up the quality, man. All right, bam. January 2019. We're looking for misspellings again. Number 6. We've seen this before, but let's see if we remember it. It could be a biblical allusion, but it's not a proper metaphor, right? Especially for this sentence. Zoom? You want me to zoom even further? I'm going to go through equivalent sentences. All right. 6. Conscience. Conscience. That's how we spell conscience. All right. Number 7. It's my privilege to give you some information concerning proper nutrition. Any issues with number 7? Number 7, privilege is spelled correctly. Information is good, good. No error. All right. 8, whenever there's a food crisis, the people always experience shortages of basic necessities. While you're giving your answers, indicate the number you're answering so I know that we're on the same page. Right? Crisis is singular, so we need crisis. Here, crises with the E is plural, so it's wrong. Yeah? Number 9, the nurses were allotted separate quarters because the main building did not have enough rooms for them. Number 9, D, really? Separate. Separate. So B. Number 10, his intelligence rather than his height. Okay, this is too easy. Height. All right. Bada bam, bada boom. 11 through 15. Back to these annoying instructions. A for no error. B for the cliche or misused metaphor. C for the incorrect grammar or diction. D for redundancy. Number 11. What do you have for 11? The disciplinary methods had a positive effect on the student's behavior. Effect should be effect, positive effect. So, faulty diction, C. 12. Seldom do people declare that they are not products of their environment. We've seen this many, many times before. No error. 13. The major ran up the street like a house on fire and, shouting with all the strength he could muster, sounded the alarm. Looking at 13. The major ran up the street like a man on fire, blah, blah, blah. B. Like a man on fire. Oh, sorry, like a house on fire. What is the meaning of like a house on fire? Yes, I misused metaphor. Like a house on fire is actually a weird metaphor because it doesn't sound like what it means. Like a house on fire means excellently. I know it sounds weird. You wouldn't imagine. You would imagine speed or enthusiasm. So I could say we ran through 500 questions like a house on fire. Just Google it if you don't believe me. It means excellently, perfectly. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with actually running through 500 questions. The major ran up to the street like a house on fire. He ran up to the street shouting. So that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Are are you guys? I think something happened a while ago. Wait, let me get things back on track. Are you guys seeing and hearing me again? Ear server. It's like I'm serving you guys ear. All right, hold up. Let me get things back on track. All right, we should be back on track. 14. If I were the captain, I would. We've seen this at least 15 times. If I were, I would. So that's grammar. Yeah. He advanced a step or two to meet his attacker, who became suddenly alarmed and retreated back. We've seen all of these redundancies in previous papers. You have enough oxygen, no need for the air server. All right, let's run down. We're at the January 2019 paper now. Wait a minute. What? Eh? Okay, okay, okay. We're gonna ignore this piece for now, since we're dealing with error recognition. Looking for all kinds of errors here. Number 15, the exhibition is expected to be a major attraction, not only for adults, but particular to school children in that area. Quick sort, you have a 1994 paper? Wow, that's amazing. The oldest paper I have is from 2000. So I'm taking you guys from 2000 up. Not only for adults, but particularly. Particularly. All right, 17. We've seen this already. Seen that one already. We've also seen 18 already. No error. Right? So I'm running through the sentences we've seen many times before. Peter has Peter has too many students. Yeah, we've seen all of these. Seen all of these before. May 2019. Let's find the errors. Yeah, I think we're seeing many repeat questions again, so I'm just gonna highlight the answers and move on. Neither by boat nor by plane. Neither nor. I believe his attitude. Yep, we've seen this one before. No error there. She was not feeling well at the beginning of the journey, and sitting at the front of the car made her feel worse. Perfectly fine. Overcome by fear, I ran past my home. Yeah, so many repeated questions. The better of the two athletes claims, yeah, singular subject, singular verb. So an entire section of repeat questions. Yeah, this is June 2020. All right, 16. Yeah, claimed could work. Claims are claimed, but claim cannot work. Yeah. 16. She's one of the thousands of babies who are diagnosed with that disease. 16. No error. No error. Yeah. She's one of the thousands of babies who are diagnosed with that disease. That's fine. 17. The secretary. Oh, we're looking for misspellings, by the way. Here, misspellings. The secretary had made up a calendar of events, but there was not enough stationery to give each member a copy. 17. Calendar only has one L. Calendar has one L, right? Yeah, calendar has one L. It's getting late, so I have to double check everything now. Yeah, calendar has one L. And this stationery is correct. This E is correct here, based on the meaning of stationery here. When the museum purchased his paintings, the artist received many compliments. Tavan, it's not early for me. All right, these compliments should be I, not E, I. Yeah, compliments with the E is talking about how well one thing matches something else. Compliments with the I is you are looking beautiful today. Or some people say that that's not a compliment because are you trying to say I look ugly every other day? Right. All right, 19. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back. After embarrassing his colleague, his conscience bothered him and he eventually apologized. 19, no error. And this is why you can't just memorize answers because on many papers before, they spelled conscience incorrectly. But this time it's fine. Yeah, I'm in Japan. 20. It is my privilege to give you some advice concerning proper nutrition. Advice. C for the noun, S for the verb. January 2021. Wow. Look at that. They changed one One word. Look at number 20 here. And look at number 6 here. So we're looking at misspellings again. It is my pleasure to give you some information concerning proper nutrition. If it's blurry, turn up the quality, please. Turn up the quality on your device. 6, no error. Nothing is misspelled here. 7, the nurses were given separate quarters because the main building did not have enough rooms for them. 7, they keep spelling separate wrong. What's wrong with them? 8, the arguments put forward by the irate parent merely helped to further aggravate the situation. You've seen this before. Aggravate has 2 G's. 9, the opinion that men are superior to women is a fallacy which men themselves perpetuate. 9, no error. 10, his intelligence rather than his. We've seen this too many times. Height. Oh, slippers have disappeared. Right. January 2021. Same paper, different section. Looking for errors again. 16. Mary, will you please fill up the buckets before the water supply is cut off? We saw this question many papers ago. Will you please fill up the buckets? Yeah. 17. Julie prefers to lie in bed, not wanting to go to school nor does any work. Does should be do. 18. He shared the sweets among you and me. They keep saying this. Between. Yeah. 19. Peter have dengue. They keep, man, poor Peter. Every few years he contracts dengue, right? Has too many students. All right. Lots of repeat questions. Someone has a problem with to lie. Yeah, to lie is good. Lie in bed, that's fine. Julie is simply lazy. Yeah, Peter needs some Panadol. Panadol. Here we are, May 2021. We know the works. We know the works. We know the works. Just gonna run through the repeat questions here. He advanced a step or two to meet his attacker, blah blah blah. We already know this is too wordy. All right, redundancy. Number 7, it's not absolutely necessary for it to be done today. That's a new one. Number 7. Win some, you're answering 17. There's no 17 here. All right. The answer is C. Grammatical error. We need an apostrophe here. We need an apostrophe. It's. Because what we want to say is it is. Okay. There we go. It's equals it is. Grammatical error. All right. Number 8. She had adequate time to prepare for the interview. Any problems here? The editing look nicer. What editing? It's no editing. She had adequate time to prepare for the interview. Yeah, perfectly fine. We've seen number 9 before, so we can just run through it. C, incorrect diction. This should be effect, positive effect. And D, sitting alone in his room by himself, he repeated her name over and over again. So many redundancies. Yeah, way too repetitive. Oh man, we're not done yet. We're almost there. Keep holding on. Keep holding on. We're almost there. We're just gonna skip over the repeated ones. We could reach the survivors neither by boat nor by plane. Considering the chaos you would cause if you were to resign, I have no choice but to refuse your request. Tom, the most talented of the musicians who need help, has promised to give his services free of charge for any worthwhile cause. No error. After embarrassing his colleague, his conscience bothered him and he eventually apologized. No error. Oh, sorry. Conscience is spelled incorrectly. Oh man. CSEC wicked. Look at that. This is not a spelling section, you know. This is not a spelling section. But a word is misspelled. Very tricky, CSEC. Very, very tricky. Very, very tricky. Oh man. Very, very tricky. So imagine you're in this section looking for grammar and vocabulary stuff. They didn't even say spelling. Inappropriate grammar, idioms or vocabulary. And then bam, you get hit with a misspelling. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Be careful, guys. Be careful. In Japan, we would say kyotskete. Yabai desu ne. Zukashiyo. All right, 20. The better of the two athletes claims one singular subject, so singular verb. Oh yeah. All right. January 2022. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Running through, running through. I'm just gonna solve the ones that we have seen before. Overcome with happiness. I ran past my home without recognizing I had done so. Uh, I ran past my home. Yeah, that's fine. No error. If Antonio's attitude changes, there will be a vast improvement in his performance. Okay, number 12 is a new one. That's an interesting question, Tavan. Is Japan technology society far better? I mean, the technology here is several decades into the future, man. But somehow, some aspects of society are behind time with technology. I'm not sure how Japan does it. You will go to a restaurant and you will have robots serving you food. You know, they have those exciting technologies when it comes to like healthcare and so on. The technologies are there. But at the same time, you're going to a school, people writing on chalkboard and using fax machines and CD players. Like, what? As if it's 2000. So, in some cases, Japan is in 2040, but sometimes it feels like they're still in 1999. Just depends on what aspect of the society you're looking at. All right. If Antonio's attitude changes, there, this there is wrong. There will be a vast improvement. Yeah. Somebody say, what's a fax? I hope you're joking. I hope you're joking. A fax is like an email, but old school. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I know some Japanese. Nowhere near fluent, but I know some Japanese. All right. One of the admirable characteristics of the young is that they're not easily scared. Any problems with 13? I think we've seen this question before. No problem. Yeah. Since too many passengers, we haven't seen this specific one, but we've seen a very similar one with students. Passengers are countable, so we need many instead of much. As John listened to the lesson being taught, he began to lose interest. Not lose interest, lose interest. Sir, what you do in Japan? I teach English here in Japan. I teach in a private high school. Alright, we're almost at the end, guys. This is May June 2022. So the last couple of questions for this section. Yeah, lost could have been okay. All right. Let's go. Oh my gosh. CSEC, CSEC, CSEC. Same questions again. Same questions again. He advanced a step or two. Guys, I'm gonna run through these, all right? Because we've seen these before. It's so that's bad grammar. No error. Effect. So that's bad diction. That should be C. A. All right, we're cool. Cool with this. Cool with this. Can we move on? Yeah, yeah. You've seen these before. Final page. And I'm just gonna answer these because we've seen them before. Seen these before. Misspelling with conscience and then claims. For the people just coming in and you're wondering what am I talking about last paper, you'll have to do some rewatching. Yeah. Watch the yesterday's live and then watch this full live when it's done. But I'm not finishing up now. It's the last paper for this question type. We've been doing error recognition from 2000 to 2022. All of the error recognition questions that I could find. All right, this is what we did. It's a lot of questions, guys. How many questions did we do for error recognition? This is about 40 pages and we have about 5 questions per page. That's about 200 questions we've done for error recognition. And we did about 150 for synonyms and antonyms. So we've done over 300 questions so far. And we realize that half of them, or more than half of them, are repeated questions. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sajid, I'm sorry, I cannot post this PDF. This PDF is very illegal. But you should be able to see the live stream and watch it for yourself. And that's a smart idea right there. Sir, go bed. You guys want me to go to bed? Really? What age group do you teach in Japan? I teach anybody who is willing to pay. Just kidding. I teach high school. High schoolers. All right. Let's see. All right, let me find another section for us to get into. Let me find another section. Man, life in Japan has been interesting. I've been here for what? 5 going 6 years. You're about. Yeah, it's been good. It's a country that offers quite a bit of convenience. Are they more disciplined? Actually, I think the Japanese kids are too disciplined. They're so disciplined that they, sometimes they hardly want to even answer questions because they don't want to stand out or disrupt anything. I will have to have a whole discussion about that, man. In fact, I wrote it's a very short read, an interesting book about my experiences teaching in Japan versus teaching in Jamaica. And I contrast the classroom situations and stuff like that. So you can check that book out on Amazon and stuff like that. Yeah, I have children and stuff. I have some stuff. I have a Nintendo Switch. I have nice headphones. I have stuff. What car? I drive a bicycle. All right, are we ready? Let me see. Let's go to equivalent sentences. All right. Let's go to equivalent sentences. Coming back to Jamaica, I'm in Jamaica right now. Virtually speaking. What's the name of my book? Go on Amazon and or maybe on Google and type in my full name. and you should see all of my books, perhaps. I have some fantasy novels as well, and a couple of things. All right. That was a nice little distraction. Thank you, guys. Let's go back to the questions. Yeah. It's 1 a.m. So I'm not sure how many more I'll be able to go through. 'Cause tomorrow is gonna be a rough day for me. All right, let me see. Hmm. No comprehensions. I'm too sleepy for that. Guys, if you want comprehension questions, just look at the paper on marathon, the 300 questions. You will see lots of comprehension questions. Lots of comprehension questions. Right? Lots and lots and lots, man. The comprehension questions aren't that tricky anyway, right? All right. Let's run some equivalent sentences. All right. Let's go. All right. 14. I won't be reading for you guys. Do some work for yourselves, no? Let me know which sentence here is the closest match to the sentence provided. Yeah, equivalent sentences. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. in Japan. All right, 14. Let's see. Let's check all of these. When Mr. Peets was transferred on promotion from South Point to Maraval, Mrs. Adams succeeded him. No. It says Mrs. Adams. I am not Mrs. Nor am I Adams. um, what I would suggest for the equivalent sentences, before you check the options, ensure that you are able to reword the sentence, in your own words. Ensure that you understand it. And if you can do that, then you'll be able to find which sentence is the closest. So let's look from A to D. Looking at A, Mrs. Adams worked at Maraval after Mr. Peets left on promotion. But of course, we have some missing details here. It doesn't say in A that Mr. Peets that Mrs. Adams succeeded Mr. Peets or took his job. B, Mr. Peets was succeeded by Mrs. Adams when he was promoted to a post at Maraval. This covers everything. It tells us that Mrs. Adams took Mr. Pete's job and Mr. Pete's got a promotion and went to work at Maraval. C is wrong because it says both Mr. Pete's and Mrs. Adams were transferred on promotion. That's wrong. And D, in order to get a promotion, we can stop reading from here. Because this sentence didn't say anything about what anyone had to do to get a promotion. All right, 15. 15. Recent floods have made the route impassable. A very interesting question here. Yeah, this one is interesting. All right, let's check A, B, and C. A, people are unable to travel because of the floods. The sentence here did not say anything about people being unable to travel. That's wrong. It just said the recent floods have made the routes impassable. Maybe people can still travel using different routes, right? So A is wrong. B, because of heavy showers, commuters were forced to detour. This didn't say anything about commuters. Bam. C, the road cannot be used as a result of the floods. That's the same as saying the recent floods have made the route impassable. Cannot be used, impassable. D, traveling has been brought to a standstill. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Answer C. All right. And for the for you guys who are asking about the books, right? I have a few books, but I only have two at my desk right now. This is one of them. I love this book. I wrote this book when I was in college. Yeah. It's a fantasy novel inspired by my love for anime. Yeah. This is another one. Sequel. Yeah. I wrote these. Yeah. Fantasy. Ne? I didn't do the artwork though. I had to pay ridiculous amounts of money for for an artist from the Philippines to take like 1 year to draw one page. It's not 1,000 pages. This is about 700 pages. This is about 600 pages. So about the size of the bigger Harry Potter books, maybe. Oh yo. All right. I am running out of steam. 16. We've seen this question on some of the recent papers. If you guys have been working papers. Bam. So engrossed was he in his task that he did not hear his sister enter the room. Black Eyes is a fantasy novel about teenagers with superpowers. It's about magic and stuff like that. Anime is for kids. Listen. Your username is boobies. So you have no right to disrespect anything. Right? Well, let me tell you, anime is not just for kids, to be honest. If you have ever watched mature anime, then you would know what I'm talking about. Some anime is for kids. Yeah, some anime is for kids. Here in Japan, everybody reads manga and watches anime. Like everybody. It's just a normal thing. Just like back home, everybody watch TV, but here in Japan, everybody watches anime and reads manga. It's just a normal thing. If you don't watch anime, people would be surprised. Like, eh? Like what? That's crazy. Yeah, but I mean, anime has a lot of mature content for adults. It's not just maybe you're confusing anime with cartoons or certain cartoons. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not talking about anime right now. 16. Give me an answer. Hey, people, stop wasting time. Give me an answer for 16, man. 16. No, man. People in the chat. I was just joking around with boobies. No problem. Just having some gentle fun. Because boobies attacked something that I hold dear to my heart. Yeah, I had to fight back. 16. We'll have to wrap up soon, like it or not. 16D. Right? So engrossed he was. If you are engrossed, then you are preoccupied. He did not hear his sister enter the room. Did not hear, unaware of sister's entry. Yeah. Let's look at the other options and see why they are wrong. Difficult. Nothing here said anything about a task being difficult. Oh, excuse me. And here, he did not hear sister enter the room because of the job he was doing. It's not just because he was doing a job, it's because he was so engrossed in the job. His sister's entry is nothing said he did not enjoy what he was doing. Okay, 17. Yeah, these sentences are long for real. Long, twisted sentences. If it's blurred, just turn up the quality, and Bell. All right, this one is A. Yeah. And I'm only seeing A's in the chat, so it seems there's no need to explain anything here. Seems we all agree on A. All right, 18. My answer to that would be just aim for 100% and you'll be fine. Just get 100% and you'll be good, man. A. In spite of their size, whales are no longer an even match for man. Although they're large, whales can no longer adequately defend themselves against man. What about C? No, C is different. C says men are no longer a match for whales. That's not the same as saying whales are no longer a match for man. Whales are no longer a match for man means that whales can no longer defeat or escape man. Saying men are no longer a match for whales would mean that men cannot defeat or escape or overcome whales. So opposite meanings. All right. Oh my gosh. Should we continue or should we call it a day? Ooh. What do you guys say? Should we call it a day? Oh man. We call it a day. All right, we're gonna do these last 5 questions and then we're gonna call it a day. Just these last 5. All right. Last 5 questions. Last 5. 70. Sorry. Oh boy. 11. Let's run through the last 5 and then we'll call it that, to be honest. I won't be of much more use to you guys like this. If I were feeling well, I'd be able to go a bit longer. All right, 11. All right, everyone is saying D, so we should be fine with that. No need to explain anything. 12. Twelve is a little tricky. I'm seeing varying answers for 12. Interesting. All right, C is good. Yeah. C. Confident C. Yeah. Love to see it. Yeah, C is right. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing one A. Is that A for number 12? Yeah, it's 100% C. All right, let's run through the last 3. Andrew, you're not seeing anything? Refresh your page or something. I'm not sure why you're not seeing anything. You should be seeing the question. Oh, we're doing. Stella, you don't understand this one? All right, let me backtrack. I don't want to leave anybody behind. Let me backtrack. So let's look at number 12. Bad spelling may not matter to some, but it is evidence of the second-rate writer and creates an unfavorable impression of his work. So there are 3 pieces of information in number 12. The first piece of information, bad spelling doesn't matter to some people. Some people don't care about bad spelling, right? The second piece of information here, bad spelling means if you have bad spelling, it means you're a bad writer. The third piece of information, if you have bad spelling and you're a writer, it will create a bad impression of your work. So even though bad spelling doesn't matter to some people, if you're a writer, it indicates that you're a second rate or like an average or below average writer. And it makes your work look bad. So let's look at these 4 options. A, to some, an unfavorable impression of both the writer and his work is conveyed by second-rate spelling. This is wrong because the sentence didn't say that there's a bad impression of the writer. Didn't say bad impression of the writer. It only said bad impression of the work. So A is out. Are we clear on that? Look at B. Bad spelling does not matter much to some. Okay, that's good. To some people, as it is only a symptom of the second class writer and his work. It didn't say it is only a symptom of the second class writer and his work. So that's also out. Look at D. To the second class writer, it does not matter much to some. The sentence didn't indicate that this is to the second class writer. Right? It says here to the second rate writer, it does not matter much that to some bad spelling conveys a poor impression of his work. This sentence doesn't give any opinion or any information on what the writer thinks. So this sentence is out. Look at C. Although it may be of little consequence to some, that's the same as saying bad spelling may not matter to some. Of little consequence does not matter much. Bad spelling distinguishes a writer as second rate. Same as saying it is evidence of a second rate writer. And conveys a poor gives a poor impression of his work. Same as saying creates an unfavorable impression of his work. So this sentence checks all of the boxes. Means the same as this. All right. All right. Number 13. 13. Andrine, I'm not sure what's going on with your device. I'm not sure. Because I think everyone else is seeing the paper. Yeah. 13. A. All right. And I'm only seeing A's, so I guess that's clear. Two more and then we call it that. Oh boy, somebody says B. Oh, why would you say B? Why would you say B? No, I have to explain it. Yeah. Yeah, the desperate woman. Yeah, no one said she was desperate. She desperately tried to attract the conductor's attention. It's a little different from saying she's a desperate woman. And there are other differences. When the desperate woman realized that she was leaving the bus without her suitcase, she didn't realize while leaving the bus. She realized after, according to the sentence. Yeah. What should I say? Say something in Japanese? いいよ。本当に眠い。本当に眠いですね。眠い。眠い。Very sleepy. 眠いよ。Alright, 14. 行きましょう。頑張ってください。Let's go. Let's continue working hard. Ready? Oh yeah. これは14です。This is number 14. Since I went to the shop yesterday, I did not need to go there today. Answer. Demo Nihongo mecha muzuyo. Pera pera janai. Pera pera janai yo. Komene. Saying Japanese is quite difficult. I'm not fluent at all. I'm sorry. 14. 英語は簡単ですね。簡単ですよね。English is easy, isn't it? C. C. Sir, since I went to the shop yesterday, I did not need to go today. Having gone to the shop yesterday, I do not need to go there today. Yeah. And 15. C. All right, guys, I'll have to log off. You know that old song that says, oh, that song said log on. Anyway, I'll have to log off. I'll have to call it a night. It's been great hanging with you guys. Not just tonight, but over the past couple of months, actually. Yeah. Oni-san. Oni-san. Yeah, if you're watching enough anime, you're gonna hear that a lot. Okay. Oyasumi nasai. That means good night. Gambate, gambate. Good luck. Good luck in your exams. All right. My views on the stolen exams. I have no views right now. I'm too tired to have views. But honestly, I mean, stealing exams, how is that going to help anybody? Because if you steal the exams and the exams are made null and void, then what would have been the point? Yeah, what would have been the point? Cryptic games. You're typing Japanese. Start sayonara. Nantuka nantuka arigato. Or you're saying good night and thank you. Yes, man. Yeah, I am your senpai, right? Not no, I'm your sensei. Sensei. Not senpai. Your senpai would be the students older than you, like your senior students. What I think is gonna happen? What do I think is gonna happen, man? I don't know. I really don't know. Don't know at all. Oh boy. All right. Big up yourself, guys. I'm logging off. It's been almost three hours. I'd continue, but man, tomorrow is gonna be an early start for me, so I have to get a little sleep. So I'll be logging off, but there's still lots of videos for you guys to check out. Yeah. So check everything. You can still ask questions in comments and stuff like that. Comment on the videos and I'll get back to you when I wake up. Yeah, the video from yesterday doesn't have any comprehension. So check the older paper ones I've done. And I guess other teachers have done paper ones as well. Yeah. The comprehensions take too long to read on the streams. Yeah. I am famous? Not at all, Candy. I doubt it. Oh yeah. All right. I'll see you guys after I get the grade ones, I guess. Yeah. Let's keep in touch on the channel. I might go live for like a few minutes after the exam just to catch up with you guys. All right, take care. Night, night, night. Not good night. It's good day for you. Good afternoon. I don't know. Goodbye. Later. See you later. Yeah, see you later.